Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Happy Hour Live. Thank you for joining us. We do these every Thursday. Today, I am drinking a little Voodoo Ranger New Belgium beer. But, you can grab yourself a beer or you can grab your cocktail ingredients because we have a very exciting guest today. Our guest is Jockey Hollow in Morristown. It's a beautiful, beautiful mansion. I've dined there many times. It's one of my favorites. So we are joined by Jon Coklyat, who is the bar director, and later we're going to bring on Chef AJ Capella, who is going to show us how to make a dish. There it is. It's so beautiful. So Jon, how are you? Thank you so much for joining us.
I'm doing great today. Thank you. How are you?
I am doing wonderful. So let's dive right in. What's the first cocktail that you're going to show us how to make?
All right. So first, we want to make sure that we're able to do this at home. So even though we have all these shaker tins and everything, the first cocktail I want to show that we can just make it in Tupperware right at home.
I appreciate that. Yeah, because a lot of people don't have that fancy equipment.
Yeah, just because you don't have the right equipment, the right mise en place, doesn't mean you can't drink well. So
right.
I want to emphasize that. So the first cocktail we're going to make is a classic cocktail called the Jack Rose. In the Jack Rose, you have your lemon juice, lime juice, grenadine, and apple brandy. So cool thing about this is that it's utilizing Laird's apple brandy, which is going to be right here. It's going to be 2 ounces. I'll start making in a sec. It is the oldest distillery in the nation. George Washington literally was getting his alcohol rations for his troops during the Revolutionary War from Laird's.
Oh my gosh. This is why I love Morristown, because you guys know so much about the Revolutionary War and so much history. You guys are on top of it over there.
It's mostly drinking, but also history too. It's good too. So the first thing I'm going to put in here is 1/2 ounce of lemon juice. And then I'm going to follow it up with 1/2 ounce of lime juice. So this is kind of like a debatable thing. I like to split the lemon and lime juice because there's a constant argument whether it's lemon juice or lime juice in the cocktail. So I just like to split the difference and say, let's use the soft lemon and the tart lime and put it together and kind of get the best of both worlds. Then we're going to put in 3/4 ounce of grenadine. Get it all in there. And then 2 ounces of that Laird's straight apple brandy, bottled in bond, 100 proof. Really lets it live. And then I'm going to grab a coupe. It's the first time in a while I've bartended sitting down.
You're doing a great job.
Thank you. Then we're going to add ice to our Tupperware.
I love this alternative. I've never seen somebody make a cocktail in a Tupperware. So this is really helpful because I know we all have those leftover Chinese food containers around.
I'm going to be honest too. I'm not sure how this is going to go. I might spill all over myself, so I'm very excited.
I'm here for the experiment.
So just going to shake it up. Really want to shake it, introduce some of the water to it, just kind of even out the alcohol and introduce everything together. Then I don't know why I did that. I thought I was going to use the Hawthorne, but what we're going to do instead, because we don't have those tools, we're just going to try to make a mouth out of it, and just so the ice strains out, and dump it right into our coupe.
Beautiful.
Oh yeah.
That went about as good as we could have expected it to go.
Yeah. Definitely not the worst it could have gone. So this is good. It's going to come this beautiful autumn color. Just nice, leaf turning,
Yes.
Yeah, the leaf turning red.
Fall color. And I think too, I always associate fall with apple picking season, and apple brandy is a nice warming spirit. So I feel like this is the perfect drink for autumn.
And then
try a little sip.
Yeah, perfect.
Nice.
It's nice citrusy, slightly sweet, but also that apple brandy at 100 proof comes through and gives that nice fresh apple.
Right. I love it. All right, perfect. So let's move on to the next drink. I love that one. That was a great start. And again, you can head to Jockey Hollow. You can make it yourself, or you could go there and have Jon make it for you.
So the next cocktail, it's one that we have on the menu right now called the Blood Red Summer. This is going to be kind of a different presentation because we typically put it on crushed ice for the summer, but as fall approaches, you don't need that extra dilution. You kind of want everything just be there, ready to drink, and also at home, probably don't have crushed ice. So just to make things easier, I'm putting in a coupe today. First thing we're gonna do, brought 2 eggs just in case I messed up this first one. So we're just gonna crack it and put just the egg white in.
Interesting. This is our first egg white on the Happy Hour Live, so I'm pumped about this.
Awesome. So the egg white, like, don't be afraid of it. It's there for this beautiful, like, velvety mouthfeel.
Yes.
The first time anybody ever explains to me, it's like you're drinking like a king. You're drinking velvet. It's delicious, and you wouldn't even guess there's egg white in there. But there's also, if you are a vegan, there are alternatives. There's different types of foamers out there. You can use aquafaba, which is chickpea protein. There's also like synthetic foamers out there. So if you wanted to do that at home, you have other options too.
And people shouldn't be freaked out about this. It's not, you're not going to get salmonella from it. You're most likely fine.
Yeah, most likely.
Love it.
So then you're going to add your acid first. It's going to be 3/4 of an ounce of lime juice, 1/4 ounce of orange juice. This is going to be smoked honey. What we do is we make a honey syrup. It's 2-to-1 honey to water, and then we put it in a hotel pan and smoke it with a smoking gun for about an hour.
Wow.
And it kind of like nullifies kind of like that fresh honey flavor. It provides a sweetness and adds like a little bit of the smoky flavor. Then I'm going to spill everything. Then we're going to add a little bit of Aperol, 3/4 of an ounce to be exact, right to there. Kind of contributes to the beautiful crimson color of the cocktail, and also adds like this nice, like slight bitterness and complements the citrus in the cocktail. Then 1.25 ounces of, that's a good reach. We infuse tequila. Oop, that looks like a bad word. This is a spiced hibiscus infused tequila. What we do in house is we vacuum seal a bottle of tequila with hibiscus flowers, cinnamon, pink peppercorn, allspice berries, and clove. Which, this cocktail is called the Blood Red Summer, but at the same time, like those baking spices kind of lend itself towards fall.
Definitely.
So it's this nice, like tart but spiced rather, not spicy tequila infusion.
This is a nice transition drink. I feel like, we're still kind of in summer and we're adjusting to the new fall. So this is gonna check both of those boxes.
And then we're just gonna go ahead and add that to the 1.25 ounces of the tequila to it. And then there's egg white everywhere. This is great. So I'm not gonna add ice just yet. I'm gonna do what we call a dry shake. This is just gonna introduce the egg white to the cocktail and kind of begin that foaming process. It's spraying everywhere. Then we're gonna go ahead and do a wet shake. Get all that good
Wow.
foam. We're going to double strain it. Double straining is good just in case you mess up the egg and leave a little shell in there. It gives you like that kind of extra protection from choking, I guess. I don't know.
Any type of egg shell. We don't need that. That looks absolutely gorgeous.
In-house, we will typically garnish it with a lemon or lime wedge. The cocktail doesn't really need, I don't have any place to put this. This cocktail doesn't really need anywhere to actually, or anything to garnish. Sometimes I like to put on top of the foam, see if we can get like a good, do you have like this great like palette on top here to mess around with? Sometimes in-house, if I do it up in a coupe with egg white, I will do like fresh citrus on top.
Gotcha.
Like just like the rinds right on top. There's zest with some cinnamon just to complement everything. Hello. But yeah, should come out like that nice. I said crimson before, but I want to say scarlet now. Shout outs to Rutgers. Keep us all themed. That's it.
I think it's a beautiful drink, and again, cheers to fall drinks. You got a beautiful egg white mustache there.
It's the best part of it.
I know, and again, you can make this at home, but again, you can go and visit Jon, and he'll make it for you, and he'll garnish it with all that lovely goodness. He'll handle cracking the egg for you. So now we're gonna bring on Chef AJ Capella and ask him a couple questions while we're cleaning up. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me. I'm just cleaning up Jon's shit everywhere.
We appreciate it. We got to move on to our food round. We have our drinks now. Now we need to get some of get some sustenance to soak all that up. But before we do, tell me a little bit about Jockey Hollow and what you guys are doing now that you're back open. I know you have a gorgeous outdoor area, so tell us about how you're operating right now.
So yeah, we opened right around Mother's Day. We started doing the takeout, and now when the governor, let us come inside and open the patio, we did that right away. The patio has about 60 seats on it. The inside has about 72 altogether. Fingers crossed, we're back up to 50% somewhat soon. But it's going pretty well. We're busy every day, basically every service. We do brunch on the weekends, which is going pretty well. I can't complain.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad to hear it because I know you guys were closed for a while and doing some markets and to-go stuff. So now we can visit Jockey Hollow because if you guys haven't been, it is an absolutely stunning mansion. The outside is nice. The inside, no matter where you sit, you're going to have a great time and it's going to be beautiful. So I would highly recommend. So you are going to make a roasted squash dish for us. Am I right, sir?
I am, yeah. Something like that, hopefully.
That looks very, very impressive. I'm already wowed, and you haven't even done anything yet.
All right, so
so here we have the ingredients, and then AJ's gonna talk us through how to make it.
Yeah, so this is the Koginut squash. This was grown at Let It Grow Farms in Chester for us. That's kind of like, it's not a farm that we own, but it's a farm that we partner with. And basically every year I ask the farmer to grow things specifically for us. This is one of the things. He also brings it to his CSA and sells it. So this got oiled and salted, roasted, uncovered in an oven at 450 for, I don't know, about 30 minutes until it was tender. To the top of it, we're going to take this pistachio puree, which is Sicillian pistachios, simmered in the water and then blended. We're just going to take it on the top here. Kind of just go all around the rim of the entire thing. Then we're going to take our salad of the chopped herbs that I think you guys have the list of there.
Yes. Also, can you tilt the camera down just a little bit so that we can see?
Yeah.
There we go. Perfect.
Yeah, so we just put the pistachio puree on the rim there so the herb salad will stick to it. So here in this bowl, I have the basil, the mint, the parsley, and the chives with the lemon zest. Just give it a quick little mix. Sprinkle it on top. We're not building this squash dish on the plate that we're going to serve it on because it's kind of messy and it kind of gets everywhere. So we're using something and then we're going to transfer the whole thing once it's done to the plate for the customer.
Gotcha. And so what are those herbs that you're using again? I know we have them in the list, but
parsley, mint, chives, basil, and okay. I think that's it.
Just awesome. It looks beautiful.
So once you have your salad up there, take your pistachios. These are just toasted Sicilian pistachios. I like the Sicilians a little bit better than the regular ones just because they stay bright green as opposed to turning like a dark brown color. If they fall in, that's good. If they fall off, you got to put them back on. So now we're going to take, so we also use a lot of these little flowers and we also use a lot of small herb garnishes here at Jockey Hollow. So the same farm that grew the squash also grew all these flowers, and we're just going to take our small plating tweezers and go around the rim Doesn't matter how many or how little you put on, as long as it, it's up to you. When you make this at your house, you can put as much or as little of this stuff on as you want.
Whatever your aesthetic sense tells you. Follow your heart.
Since these are flowers all from the same herb, so they're not just there to look nice, they also taste good. Once you go around the whole thing, you can go back and take your small pieces of herbs. These are also fiend herbs. These are just some dill and tarragon pluches, and some more basil. And then wherever there's room, just kind of put it on. This serving is a half a squash per person. Obviously, you can replicate this for up to 10, 12, as many people as you want. It's just a half a squash is the serving. And it's pretty simple. I mean, it looks nice, but it really took about 15 minutes to make all this outside of the 30 minutes it took to cook the squash.
Right. So basically, you're just roasting your squash and then assembling the herbs. And when you eat it, do the herbs kind of fall inside and then you cut it all up together?
Yeah, when you eat it, since the squash is so soft and it's warm, basically you just take your fork and mush everything in and then eat it like a bowl of mashed potatoes out of the skin.
Gotcha.
Once you got your whole thing, get rid of your, thank you. And then what you're left with is a vegetarian option that's going to be available at the restaurant probably next week. And that's it.
That is gorgeous. And what a perfect, again, we're thinking of squash because it's autumn and this is just a really great, pretty way to eat your veggies, guys.
Yeah.
You got to get healthy for fall.
It's good for you and it looks good.
Absolutely. So again, this is going to be, did you say it's going to be on the menu next week?
So at the restaurant, we just started something where we don't have it on the menu as like a written, but we always have a vegan option available. So because we don't have vegan options on the menu, we have a lot of vegetarian options. But for now, how it works is if you come in and you order a vegan option, the server has to come in the kitchen and ask me what I can make them, and then I have to make something up on the fly. So now we're going to have these vegan dishes available. And yeah.
I love it. All right. Well, you heard, you guys can make it at home, but I say it all the time. I think it's a lot easier to just go and have AJ make it for you. Right, AJ? This is simpler if I just go and visit you.
Much, much easier for me to do it.
Okay. Perfect. Well, thank you guys so much. We really appreciate having you. You can tilt the camera back up. There we go. And again, you can go visit Jon and AJ over at Jockey Hollow. Hello, Jon. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks a lot.
Enjoy a cocktail, and yeah, we'll see you guys soon.
Cool. Have a good day. Stay safe.
Take care.
Thank you so much. And I want to thank you so much for joining me today. We will be back next week with another happy hour live at 5 p.m. on Thursday. And until then, cheers.